What is up, guys? It's Bachman here again with the part 3 of the mini race quad build. I'm currently still in my pajamas due to a small surgery of wisdom teeth removal from a couple days prior, so I've had a little time off work and I figured I'd make a video. They're healing up properly, in case anybody's wondering, but I bought the majority of the parts for the main components of the race quad, and I'll be going over those now. The only thing that I purchased that is still not here yet is the climber repair manual, or service manual, whatever you want to consider it. I figured I'm going to need that in case I run into any problems in the bottom end, considering I'm going to have to split the cases if you've seen the previous video. So I will take you off of the ghetto made stand that I have right now for the camera, because the tripod is out in the shed, and I will show you everything that I purchased. Be back in a second. We are having a bit of technical difficulties with the camera, so I'm just going to have to show you exactly how you see now. Kind of disappointing. I gotta get used to this whole technology thing. One thing that I will have to say before I start showing you these, the top end kit that you could probably see, this bottom portion of the cylinder right here, it is a Chinese cylinder piston kit, which I've seen good reviews because they're roughly the same quality as the one for the PWs and the Zingers and yada yada yada. They're all basically the same company. The cylinder and the piston itself are decent quality. Everything else that comes with the kit is questionable, which the cylinder and piston and the rings are pretty much the only thing that I really care about the most anyway. I just wish that the rest of it was along with somewhat of the same quality. Most important piece. We got a set of cases. This is both left and right case. As you can see there, that patch of JB Weld, there is a small crack in the stator side, which also has the drive unit portion. This is the side of the case that I do not need. This is the side that I do need. Down here at the drain bolt where it's cracked here and then across on the other case. This also has a better looking oil filter screen. Sorry, camera. It's actually straight, it's in good shape. I'll be reusing that. So, this side of the case is going on the quad. This side of the case is not. They were $17 for both of them. I'm going to eventually have this piece notched out and TIG welded back in place, so that way I have this case for a backup. The other case that's on the quad is going to get transplanted to this side. And this side case is going to get stripped of all decent pieces that are probably in it yet, such as the bearings and stuff, as long as I can still remove them without damaging them. And then it's going to get chucked in the aluminum bin for scrap. So that's the plan for that. With shipping and everything, it's about 18 bucks. So that's out of the way. Now we can move on to the new shiny stuff. This is a genuine Yamaha kill and start button assembly for this specific quad. Nice, new and shiny. It works. There's a start button. You can still see that it says start with the paint in it. This stupid little switch with wire and the cluster on the end of it was $79.95 on eBay. Genuine OEM Yamaha. Through Genuine Yamaha, this switch assembly was $100 and something other dollars, and I couldn't seem to find one for a Chinese quad that I could adapt the wiring pigtail onto and still make it work. Everything just, for some, I'm not best with electrical, but from what my dad was telling me, they would not work. So I splurged a little bit and I purchased this. This is the best thing I could literally buy for it because it's meant for this quad. So that was the most expensive thing that I purchased through this entire ordeal. Set that off to the side. Tusk Racing gasket set. It's got crank seals, which, believe it or not, this is a stator seal right here, and that's actually part of a crank seal. These little ones down here, technically crank seals, they sit on different portions of the crankshaft and journals. It's also got a better quality head gasket and cylinder base gaskets and oil pump gasket. It's the entire motor, so that's what I needed. This, I think, ran me about $15.95. Maybe it was close to $20. I'm not sure. Set that off to the side. Genuine Yamaha part. This is that carburetor choke cap, the one that was broken. That was roughly $6. Nothing fancy. Genuine Yamaha part. You can see it. Brake seal for the brake cover. It's also been welded up now and ground smooth. This just needs to be touched up with some black paint after it's been sanded and primed. But I got the seal for it. So that seal was $8.95 on Rocky Mountain. This is basically as straight as I'm ever going to get it again. Everything on it is copacetic. It needs to be sanded, primed, and then painted. So that's out of the way as well. The last part. Now before I show you the main portions of the top end kit, such as the cylinder and the piston and yada yada yada, this by far has to be the worst spark plug I have ever seen in my entire life. I like that they give you a plastic cover for the end of it instead of the normal cardboard one that NGK does. And NGK, they kind of fit sloppy. This one sits on there nice. This is a Wang CI, so you automatically know where it comes from. The gap on it looks obnoxiously large for this vehicle, so it does not come pre-gapped. The lettering is already wearing off. It has not even been installed yet. The chrome plating on it, although I do appreciate how shiny it is, I don't know how conductive it will be. And it is kind of low grade looking up close. It also seems to have affected the threads. They don't feel very smooth. They feel very rough and kind of shitty. This terminal that turns on the end here is only threaded halfway. The rest of it is hollow. See, the top portion of it has threads. I don't know if you can see it because of the chrome plating, but I don't think this is used in the original coil in the first place, but this bottom portion that it screws onto only catches about 3 or 4 threads, so I could very well easily see that popping off and giving you a bad connection. As well, this porcelain, I believe, already has a chip in it, right there. So I don't know if it's just due to shipping, but this is a very poorly made spark plug. So I doubt I'm going to be using this, but at least they try and give you one. So, I mean, I'm sure it would work, but I'd rather not. Very poor quality looking gasket set. That exhaust gasket looks like it would catch on fire. The head gasket looks to be decent, but the base gasket just looks like a cereal box. Like, it just looks shitty. You have your rings here. The rings have that weird black plating on them, but they're chromium on the outside. It's got all the compression rings and the oil rings. I'm not going to show you everything about them right now, but yeah. But one of these compression rings is not chromium on the outside. There's no silver bit, and this one is. This is really hard to film backwards, sorry guys. But yeah, I don't know. Something about it just seems kind of iffy. So I'm going to see if I can maybe find a genuine Yamaha set of rings. They give you a air filter and a fuel filter. The fuel filter is very shitty quality. It's just a standard right angle air filter, pod filter. The clamp is very terrible because I've had these in the past for pocket bikes. Air filter works good. Clamp is absolutely garbage. They do this because a lot of people miss that front part on the airbox lid, the one that I've been looking for. So they give them this to just put on the carburetor. So it is useful in some cases, but I'm going back to the original airbox. I don't want this. So I'll probably hang on to it for something else. Maybe I'll put it on like a chainsaw or something. Other than that, they give you a shit ton of gray RTV, which would be nice for the center cases, maybe. And then this is an unbranded, unknowledgeable, cheap-looking Loctite. And that's what they give you. So I have no idea. And they give you a little spout for the gray RTV. I probably won't use either of these. I'll probably use genuine, like, Loctite. And then I have actual Yamabond for the cases. And I don't really see what the hell you would use this much RTV for. This is a 3-ounce tube of RTD. This is enough to do intake gaskets on... Actually, this is probably enough to do 2 sets of intake gaskets on a full small block Chevrolet. Like, that's ridiculous. I don't use that much RTV in a matter of a year, yet alone one build. So, I give them props for trying and giving us stuff, but before I jump any further into criticizing the quality of this was a $35 kit that came with rings, air filter, fuel filter, gasket maker, gaskets, Loctite, piston, a cylinder, wrist pins, a spark plug, or a wrist pin, a spark plug, and wrist pin clips. So, good amount of stuff for the price. Very shitty quality for the majority of the parts. As long as the piston, the cylinder, and the rings work, I've already came out on top. The rest of that crap I'll throw in the trash can. Like, it doesn't even matter. But anyway, a very decent looking piston. The top kind of looks cheap with the arrow, and I mean it's not indented. There's not any like really major like casting pits or anything. It feels like a very sturdy aluminum. It doesn't scratch. The side is knurled. You can hear that. Like, it feels kind of like a Wiseco or an OEM piston. The holes drilled in the sides for the oil galleys, they look to be done pretty well. The wrist pin guides and everything, they seem to be machined quite well, and the machine surfaces are very sharp. So it seems to be decently casted and made. So I think the piston will be fine. Very sturdy. It's actually kind of heavy for its size. I was quite surprised with that. Pre-lubed. Jesus Christ, I can't film like this. Pre-lubed wrist pin in a decent packaging. Wrist pin's a wrist pin. I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. And 2 wrist pin clips in their standard red packaging for this Chinese crap. And then, of course, the black cylinder. The paint on the cylinder, other than this styrofoam, the paint on this cylinder looks quite nice. The machine surfaces are still nice and shiny. They're all flat. There's no scratches in them. All the casting marks seem to be good shape. One thing I have to complain about this is it is coated in this really weird sticky oil. And if I'm not mistaken, this one fin on the end here is closer than the rest of them. I don't know if that's OEM or not, but if you see from this angle, it almost looks bent over that way. I don't know if that's just me, but other than that, oh, and it still is stamped 79 cms cubed, which is CM3. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it is heavy, and it seems to be a good build. The piston slides in there. There's really no play. Like, it seems to be a decent cylinder and piston set, so that's mainly why I bought it. Other than that, and this terrible spark plug, I will see you guys in the next one. This has been a long enough video of me rambling about how terrible some of these parts are, or how good some of these parts are, but I will see you in the next one. Hopefully we'll have some more parts, and hopefully you'll see the quad put together a little bit more. I'm going to try and get some editing equipment in here soon, and maybe somebody to help me with this technology stuff, so I can actually do a build, and you guys can see me do the process of building stuff. And we've got a couple of subscribers in the past couple of days. I want to say thank you guys so much for subscribing. Please hit that like button. pass it along to any of your friends that like dirt bikes, four-wheelers, airsoft guns. I'd want to bring up an airsoft gun video soon. And I'd still like to do a collaboration video with the 717 Outlaw, Mr. Mike. If you're watching this, let me know. Any time is good, pretty much, other than my work schedule. So I will catch you guys in the next one, and have a great day.